Welcome to my channel, Sunshine Shoulders. I'm Calvin. Thank y'all so much for stopping by again today. How I'm getting rich in the Philippines without owning a damn thing. I just want to talk about an idea that flashed across my mind almost 3 years ago, and I'm putting it into place. You know, if you don't believe me, all you got to do is go back and look at some of my earlier videos, and I always say this: leave the Philippines better than you found it, or let the Philippines be a better place for you having been here. That's always been my theme. You know, Victor Hugo, if anybody reads Victor Hugo in The Future of Man, he says that there's nothing as powerful as an idea whose time has come. Dr. Dennis Kimbro, in his book, What Makes a Great Great, he says, if you have one wish, let that wish be for an idea. And I came up with an idea of how I could get rich over here. And I'm going to share that with you. It doesn't mean that you're going to want to do it. And I want you to hear me out before you write me off as being crazy or a simp or whatever it is. Let me qualify myself. You know, when I came to the Philippines, December the 5th, 2018, I had about $17,000 in cash, and I was earning about $1,900 per month in renewal. Now, fast forward to the time I met Merlin, because Merlin is a key part of this whole story. And I'm going to fill you in on that. By the time I met Merlin, I'm going to be conservative. I'm going to be generous, rather, and say that I had about $5,000 left, and that $1,900 renewal had dwindled down to about $1,400. It was only, and we lived together, let's see, about 15 months. So that 5,000 was practically gone. We're basically living on my renewal when Booby was born. And of course, the pandemic, everybody knew that. So I come back, my pockets is on fumes, really. And Booby was about 1 month old, and I told Merlin, I said, look, I'm going to build us a house before Booby gets 1 year old. I didn't have the money. I had no idea where it was going to come from, but y'all know I believe in universal law. I've done it before, so I put it out there. I got a hollow block to symbolize that I really wanted to build the house. Well, the next thing you know, boom, my channel started taking off. And in January 2021, I became monetized. I start saving that money. Because remember, I tell you that we get a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity when you live in the Philippines to save money and to pay off your debts. Because the first part of the plan really is to have extra money. You don't have to be rich, but you have to have some extra money. Otherwise, when the opportunities come, you're not going to be able to take advantage of them. And in this case, we're going to talk about buying land, distressed pieces of land. Okay, for pesos on the dollar, basically. So a piece of land comes available. We bought it. Okay, we built the house. Now, I didn't have the money. I used the Filipino mortgage, which you pay it while they're building it. And we ended up spending about $20,000. Okay, I did the same thing with the guest house. The same thing with the fence. So from nothing, now all of a sudden, we've got a compound that's worth about anywhere between 2.5 to 3 million pesos. Now, once we got finished with this house, well, let me back up 1 second. Okay, because we bought this land, it was a rush sale. The lady was a nurse. She had to get to the United States. Okay, and that's how all of this is going to work. Well, anyway, right before we bought this lot, we were looking at a lot that her auntie owned in Balamban, Cebu. 100 square meter lot. She only wanted 50,000 pesos for it. Well, hell, before I could even get the money out of the bank, somebody else had bought it. But you see where I'm going with this. How many times can you do that? There's no limit. But I'm kind of getting ahead of myself. So we get this, we got everything. So, we're worth about 2.5 to 3 million. From nothing, guys. When I came over here, I got back here September 2020. I'm operating on fumes, basically. Okay, so then a piece of land came available over in Toledo, Cebu. 85 square meter lot for $610. Of course, I bought it because I had the extra money. Remember, without the extra money, you're not going to be able to take care of this. Take advantage of this. Okay, to be honest with you, now that the dollar is stronger, I paid $600 for it, but the cost of the land went down. In today's peso, it would be $530. Now, another piece of land has come available in Toledo, Cebu. 120 square meter lot for 60,000 pesos. Well, since I'm talking to mostly Americans, that's $1,060. Okay, and in today's peso, the 50,000 peso lot that her auntie sold, that would be $880 in today's peso dollar exchange. So 1,060. So now all of a sudden, because I'm going to buy that. So now all of a sudden I'm going to have 205 square meter lot because they're right next to each other for about $1,600 US. You're talking about buying the most valuable commodity on earth, that's land. They're not making any more land, ladies and gentlemen. It only goes up. It never goes down, especially in the Philippines. How many times can we do that? I don't know. Unlimited. The pandemic had an effect on a lot of people over here as it did around the world. There's a lot of people with lots like that who are trying to sell them. Not these big swaths of land. Okay, not hectares and all that. But if you buy enough of these small lots like that, and you can get it for pesos on the dollar, you'd be stupid not to. But the first thing that you have to do, though, you have to have some extra money laying around. That's number one. Number two, you have to have people that you can trust. Now, that's saying a whole lot. Without that, this would never work. Okay, this would never work because remember, I'm going to get rich. I'm getting rich without owning a damn thing. So nothing's going to be in my name. It's going to be all in Marilyn's name. But I trust Marilyn. I trust her with my life. I go to sleep next to her every night with both my eyes closed, and I sleep good. Without that, you don't even have a doubt that you trust the people, whether it's a man, a woman, a group of people. Ask any successful man in your country, wherever you are. You cannot do it by yourself. You got to have that circle of people around you. But over here, and in my plan, it's going to be a Filipino that I trust. Absolutely. It's Marilyn. Please don't try this unless you do, because nothing is in my name. Because with Americans, we're so worried. We're so caught up in owning everything that we never end up owning anything. That's always the drawback, where you can't own it. Okay, so what? At this stage in my life, I'm 60 years old. It's about doing it. That's the satisfaction that I'm going to get. It's about leaving a legacy. It's about, remember, leaving Marilyn better than when I met her. Having this family that I helped create better off than when I found them. Okay? Having them been better off because I was here. So my whole satisfaction is just doing it. There's nothing better than a plan coming together. It's not about me owning anything. I'm 60, man. I've already lived my life. So that's why you guys are going to say, oh, he's a simp, he's crazy. Okay. We're talking about buying land at the lowest cost that you could possibly buy it. And letting the land increase in value because it's going to increase. It's not like buying a condominium where you're already operating in the red. You're paying all those millions, millions, and millions of pesos. I'm 60 years old. I never get that investment back. And if I did that, Maryland wouldn't be able to sell it anyway. She'd have to sell it for a loss. We're talking about starting from the bottom and going to the top, guys. I just wanted to qualify myself to show you I'm not just talking about it, I'm doing it. And we're just going to keep on doing it. Because I got a woman I can trust. She's smart. Her eyes are open to these deals. And when they present themselves, we're going to have the money put aside where we can do it. And guess what? I can develop the land. Put a small house on there. Now the value of the land is skyrockets. Remember, I came from nothing. Now we're worth about $3 million, just this. How much is that lot worth in Toledo already? The 85 square meter lot. We don't know. We could put our own value on it. But y'all see where I'm getting at. But you got to have some money put to the side. Don't come to the Philippines where the cost of living is so much lower than where you come from and not let that benefit you. You got to do something with it, guys. You know, I'm leaving a legacy, you know. I'm talking about my daughter. They're going to be rich. I'm getting rich, but once I die, they're going to be rich without me owning a damn thing. The fun is going to be doing it. Showing y'all guys that I can do it. Showing myself that I can do it. That is a sound idea. But don't ever put that trust. Don't ever take that for granted. And see, while you're trying to find somebody you can trust, who knows how long that's going to take? It may take 2 or 3 years. Now you're saving your money. So then now when you finally find the person you trust, you're ready to act. You're ready to take advantage of those opportunities that are going to come over here, man. This place is spread out, man. There's, millions and millions of hectares of land, islands. And there's a lot of families who own those little lots like that, who want 50,000, 60,000 for them, okay? Sometimes even less than that. So I'm getting rich in the Philippines, and I don't own a damn thing, guys. And you can do it too, but trust, you don't have to love her. She don't have to love you, but trust is imperative. So thank y'all for listening, man. You know, it's more than relationships, guys, but money and relationships are the two things people really like to talk about. Today is really about money. You know, it doesn't matter where you become rich, as long as you're rich. Okay? And I'm going to be rich in this peso economy. Now, if I take what I've done to somewhere else, maybe I'm not rich. But I'm not somewhere else. I'm in the Philippines. And the Philippines is going to be better off than I found it. Maryland and our family is going to be better for me having been here. I promise you that. So if in America it's getting late before you let your head hit the pillow, please find somebody to help. But if you don't want them late grocery runs, beer runs, weed runs, you're just getting off second shift, or you're on your lunch break and see somebody on the street or wherever you see them, buy them something to eat, buy them something to drink, give them a few dollars. If you're in the Philippines, it's early. Not a day goes by, I don't help somebody. Because if I don't know anything else, I know this one thing for sure. We help other people, we help ourselves. Take care, stay safe, stay out of trouble. I'll see you next time. Do we truly ever own anything? You can't take it with you. It's all about legacy now for me. I've got a woman I trust. I've got children in America, 2 Phil-Am children who are going to come back to the Philippines, who are going to benefit from my efforts too, guys. Okay? And that's really what it's all about. I've lived my life. Okay? And I've had a damn good time. But now it's about leaving something behind, you know, not to spoil them, but just to give them a better start than what I had.